Okay guys, today I want to teach you about something cool called the snipping tool. Let's start off this screencast by explaining that the functionality of print screen exists in the first place. If you look on your keyboard right now, you'll see a key somewhere towards the top right that either says PRT SCR, print SCR, or might just say PRT or print. So what the print screen button does is not actually send a printout of your screen to someone, but it instead takes a snapshot of your screen. So you'll notice what happens when I do it. Print screen. Oh, I have it connected to my Dropbox, which is a whole separate screencast we can do, but my screenshots automatically save to my Dropbox. So if I were to go into my screenshot or into my Dropbox, I would see, oh look, here's this screenshot, and look, it's an exact copy of the screen that I was using. So what I want to talk to you today about, however, is the functionality of printing snippets of your screen with something that is aptly named the snipping tool. So let's say that I have this table here of kids who are taking a map test, and I want to send it to someone, but it's like tough. And this is like a thing that you sign into, and it's like a whole rigmarole to get somebody to sign in with credentials. And you just want to send them the status of whatever's on your screen or something like that. So copying and pasting often has messy results when it's a table, especially. And it just would be tough to necessarily get the stuff that you need across. This is where the snipping tool comes in. You click the Start menu, start typing in the word snip, and it shows up Snipping Tool. Now, before I do a snip for you, I want to show you all the different options you have. Under the Mode button, you can do a freeform snip, which is where you would be able to draw like any shape you want. Rectangular, which is often the most that I use, and you'll see that in action in a second, makes it so that it is obviously a rectangular shape. Window snip would just take a picture of the window you're in. Full screen is your entire computer screen. Under delay, you have the option of letting it delay for up to 5 seconds, which is useful in the case of your computer screen only showing something when you hover over it. So you can't show the thing that you want to take a screenshot of if you're clicking new here and then you're not hovered over. So if you tell it to wait 4 seconds, then you go and hover over what you need to hover over, and then it'll pop up, and then it'll take your screenshot, or it'll freeze it and allow you to take it. So anyway, we're in the mode of no delay, and so if I go click new, I can now just select the area that I want and go like that. And it says, oh, up pops a copy in the snipping window. Up pops a copy of what you took a picture of. From your snipping tool, you have a few options. You can save it and then send it to someone. But what you did when you also did your snipping tool was you copied it to your clipboard. So I can now just go open an email and write it to someone and put inside, by pressing Control V or right-clicking and pasting, I actually have a picture of that snip, because again it was copied to my clipboard. So other options you have inside the snipping tool are to draw on it, to highlight certain things, erasing sections of it or erasing highlights you did, I guess, not sections of it. Because it's also copied to your clipboard, you can open the Paint tool and press Control V there as well. And here is an exact copy again of what you snipped. Now when you do the Paint tool, that allows you to do other things like, the Paint tool allows you to do other things like cropping. So you could say, oh, I only want this part, and then say crop. And there's a lot of other different options for what you can do here as well inside the Paint tool. But just know that what you're doing when you take any snip is copying whatever section you just did to your clipboard. So again, let's say I make a new snip, but I set the mode to freeform. So if I go snip and then I go wee, woo, boop, and now I snipped this random section of the screen. Of course, this is useless to me, but the functionality does exist. Your window snip will just take a picture of the exact window that you want to continue, and now you just have here a window that has been snipped for you. And then rectangular, as I said, with delay can be very useful. Let me just make my screen smaller to fit in the window that I'm working in here, just to show you how this works. Let's say that your so let's say you set the delay to 5 seconds to give you time to get over where you need to go. So I say start, and then I want to hover over and I want to show in my screenshot what pops up when I'm hovering over something. See, now it froze that in time and allows me to do a rectangular snip of that. So the delay function is definitely very useful as well. There's a lot of cool things about the snipping tool that you can play around with. Just know, for the purposes of this screencast, the general understandings that we wanted you to have. Number one, screenshotting is a very useful tool in a lot of different ways. Number two, when you take a screenshot of anything, either through the print screen button or through the snipping tool like I showed you, it effectively copies what you did to the clipboard. So if you use the snipping tool, not only does it show up here when it pops up, but it also will be available for you to paste into any other program. And number three, I probably don't even have, just that this tool is awesome and you're going to start using it all the time. You'll see. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for listening.